Professor Stephanie, and I'm going to walk through with this video, stopping and starting, with how I put together the proportion grid for the color sample that I'm doing for part 1. So if you look in the PowerPoint, that's part 1, 2, and 3, you'll see that there's a project example, a kitchen. And I also, as I was choosing my colors, I recognized that this is not an exact science. We're all going to do the best we can in choosing our colors, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to fit them into the grid. So starting off with, to me, the largest color in that image is the cabinets. And as I was looking at different colors, I found that it was a little bit blue-greener rather than blue. I didn't think it was super dark, so I have sort of a medium, and that's going to be my largest square right there. This orangey, red orangey, is going to represent the wood. I'm actually going to group them together, and they're going to be the orange, which I think is the second largest color in that image. Also, the third largest is going to be the white, which is going to be the ceiling, and also the trim. The other color that's in here is the yellow, and it's interesting. I kind of took my time to find that yellow. I find it's maybe a little even more greener yellow than what I found, but I like the value. That's going to be a very small strip. And then I have a silver, or actually a gray, that's going to represent the appliances. So I have worked with the largest color, the second color, which I'm actually going to have a couple together because it's the wood, the trim ceiling, the walls, and then the appliances. And I consider this to be an analogous color scheme because of the blue-green and the red-orange. So that's my first part, and I'm going to pause, cut each of the samples. I'm going to start with my larger sample here. See if I can miss some of that. I'm going to put this right down here. Yours is going to, and I'm going to mark here, and I'm going to mark, actually I'm going to do this a little differently. I'm going to mark here and here. This is where my cuts are going to be. So I've penciled that in first. I'm going to turn it over. It's going to fit right in there. Great. I'm going to come over to my cutting mat, and I'm going to use the straight lines. Line this up here. You'll see I'm going to have this matches this line here, it matches that line there. This is my X-Acto knife. I'm pushing down on the sample, I'm holding it, and I'm also, as I cut, I'm pushing the knife into the, just going to make sure this fits. I had a little, there we go, it's going to be that way. Excellent. Double checked. So again, as I line this up, actually working to push the knife against the ruler. Great. So that's going to be my first sample. And I will continue that as I go along. Just do this last gray one. So same idea. I'm going to use that as a guide. I'm going to take my pencil, make a mark here, make a mark there. Alright, so I've got my shape, and then I'm going to come over to my, line this up. So I'm just taking my time to be sure that's lined up. I'm going to stop at that corner right there, turn it this way. One more time. Again, I'm going to lean against. Watch out for my little fingers. Okay, so that one will go right there. So the goal is going to be to fill that in, and then I'll be able to glue down these pieces on here, and then I'm going to take a snapshot to get a JPEG of this proportion grid that I'm going to include in my project. So thank you.